It's incredible the things we discover in places we never cared to look. Society often labels street residents as thieves, prostitutes, or people with no future. From a distance, it's easy to see why such judgments are made. But the truth is far more complex, far more human. What if we dared to look deeper? What if we dared to care?
I don't want to remain on the streets forever. I want to change this cancer, man.
This is the story of Peter.
My name is Peter Mbavio, and then I am from the Upper East region of Ghana. And then my parents are in Ashama. Growing up on the streets was really tough. Difficult. Any adjective that will make it like seem terrible was on the street. Sometimes I go to bed hungry. I don't get like proper place to sleep. Where we sleep is not like a covered place, and then when it rains, then things becomes like very difficult. I can't go to sleep and then knowing that the next day I'll get food to eat, because I don't know where my next meal will come from. I just cope.
Peter's story begins with a harsh reality. Poverty drove him and his sisters to the streets. In 2017, MFC, a charitable organization focused on supporting street residents with meals, discovered Peter during one of their outreach programs in the Opebia area.
Opebia has a spread of individuals. It's a mix of people, I'll say from the ages of 6 all the way to about 21. Some are needy children, some are also children who have abandoned home. Somewhere around 2017, we went feeding these children. When we got to Opebia, we found a group of young boys, and amongst them was Peter. And Peter and another 5 young people, they were brilliant, and we decided that we needed to help them above the feeding. So we put them in a school close to Opebia, which was behind the Stambik Heights. We were new in the whole arena, so we're building on our skill in handling people with charity need. There are a lot of violent children, so we had to know how to mellow them. So in the process, we also decided to meet Future of Africa to see where we can conjoin with our collaboration in supporting these children. And I think that's where we saw the strength of Future of Africa. Future of Africa was very consistent, especially in counseling Peter when he was being a bit unattentive to school, and they showed a lot of understanding in sheltering him and also providing a certain level of Christian counseling to him.
Once a street resident, Peter's life took a dramatic turn when he encountered the Future of Africa program, a lifeline that offered him hope and a chance for a better future.
I met FOA at around the Grand Oyiman Opebia, and then I met Bratike. It was a bit strange to me because most people, when they come, they just offer us food and then they leave. But this time around, it was more of like interaction, sharing ideas, more of listening to me and all that. So after meeting FOA, they decided to take me to their programs, and then they took me to their center. I would say FOA is like the basic foundation where I started like knowing how to do some certain things, some certain good things. But because I've lived on the street and then I felt more comfortable on the street, I decided to go back again. And even with that one, it was challenging because FOA tried to like not to let me go to the street, but I was too stubborn and I ended up back on the street. Through this time, they still supported me when I was sick on the streets. Even though I disrespected them by leaving their place, they still supported me in my health, because one time I got really sick. They took me to the hospital, they brought me food, they kept on advising me that there are like a lot of things I can do with my life rather than living on the streets.
Future of Africa provided Peter with shelter, food, and daily counseling. But adjusting to a new way of life wasn't easy for him. There were times he'd returned to the streets, drawn by its familiarity and freedom.
Here at FOA, we believe in second chances because we understand that change is difficult. These children have come from different backgrounds and they are not used to routinized schedules that we have here. They've lived on the street on their own, feeling free, doing things at their own time, and now you have to put them in a schedule. Sometimes it's difficult. And because they can't conform to it, they run away sometimes. We believe that they have the potential, and so when they come, we give them a second chance.
The thing about handling children and even middle-aged adults is understanding where they are coming from. And that is the strength of Future of Africa. They have been in this arena for a long time. They understand where they come from. They understand the African culture, and they see bright children not from the way the children behave, but from what can be. They don't just abandon you because you are a troublesome child. They use all their energies to counsel you, to lead you. That is where their strength, their actual strength is.
Committing to like FOA's program wasn't that easy for me. It took like about a year for me to be able to understand that now this is the situation and I had to change. So things that made me commit myself to FOA programs was the fact that they kept on giving me chances. They kept on like loving me for like all the mistakes that I've done. This helped me to like commit to them because I realized that no matter how things are, they still like love me and then they care for me.
Mr. Tam no, I didn't come in and come in so say. Come in your scan, come in the cool school. Let the Oshu no. When you be asa, was me cool school. Me go school. I am ya. Until the say on his own co. And Nante on Antonere, Buano. No pay biani a baby. Oba or Honoma, we show.
Through education and mentorship, Peter and his friend Hakeem found a path off the streets. Their bond grew stronger as they supported each other through tough times. They discuss how they can help many more street residents get off the streets.
Things started changing when I met my friend Hakeem on the street.
We remember like where we've been and where we came from, being on the streets and still going to school.
I do even remember the day that you were telling me about like how going to school and then how things can change if you are living our life on the street.
Yeah, we just had to do it. We just had to do it because the street is not like, it's not an easy place. I mean, like, you see, now that we are in this position, like we've been able to like escape from the streets like through education. I think it's time that we also try to think of how to reach out to people on there because you can see that there are more people coming. I always see like new faces there.
We have to like do something about it. We have to maybe find a way to like stop them from coming to the street, and also those who are already on the streets can just find something for them, maybe advise them to come to like FOA.
Exactly. I mean,
To school, maybe
learn a trade or something.
Without these two things, I don't know how you are going to survive.
Let's talk about it, like the school because it's what we've seen or it's what like we are right now, what we've been.
So I completed His Majesty Senior High School in 2024, and I'm looking forward to go to the university by 2025. And then also I want to be a computer scientist, so anything related to tech, that's information technology, computer science. I'm just ready to move into that.
Peter is a high school graduate, eagerly waiting his university admission. His story is a testament to the power of compassion, persistence, and collaboration. Peter's story is inspiring, but it also reminds us of the enormous challenge ahead.
I'm extremely excited, but more so MFC is very excited. We're also very grateful to Future of Africa. We started this on a very small note for many other children. Some are falling by the side, but I can sense that Future of Africa has given Peter a very good home. And thus, when you look at where he is now as a calm person, as respectful, it is because of the support that Future of Africa has given. He's now very respectful, calm, and looking into the future. The thing is, every child is bright. It depends on how to identify what their potential is. And that is what Future of Africa has been able to do to Peter. So it's an excitement for us and for Future of Africa. And we think we will collaborate for a pretty long time in this task. There are many more children that we must support in this agenda.
There are still so many children like Peter living on the streets, waiting for a lifeline and the chance to rewrite their stories. The problem is vast, but together, with compassion, resources, and the commitment of individuals, organizations, and communities, we can help many more children step into a future filled with hope and opportunity.
So FOA is helping me in achieving this dream through daily support, like giving me food daily, giving me a place to sleep. And aside that, they also help me by advising me, giving me career advices, and then also sometimes like helping me to apply to school, and then giving me all the advices that anyone will need to move to the university.
These children, including Peter, have their own goals and dreams. So we at FOA must equip them or provide them with the essential skills, training, and discipline to help them achieve these goals.
Meba na mi hu ni daakye sɛ oyo bi a obenim ade bibi papa wɔ ne mu but ayɛ sɛ awofo ne nni bi.
So I'm always happy whenever I'm on my way going, because even when I'm in the car going, I start like thinking or reminiscing about all the past events that has happened at home, all the bad things, and then I realize that right now things have turned around. Like it's now a good thing. But when I go home, my family, everyone, my sisters, they are all happy for me.
Mboa na muda ma Peter aboa yɛ nyinaa. Efi sɛ yɛ na nka yɛbɛyɛ saa asɛdeɛ no nyinaa. Ama ne nuanom ahu sɛ sisi a yɛ bra baako pɛ. Why different? Wasesa. Wo ɔmo so ɔmo hu na ɔmo ni betimi agye. Ɛkyɛn kane no.
Education is the key. We think that we can feed as many children as we want, but if they cannot feed themselves because they don't have any level of skill or education, then it's a bigger problem.
One thing that kept me moving on the street was the fact that I had a belief that things would change and then things would get better. But I didn't know how, but I just believed.
Thanks to Future of Africa, MFC, and his unyielding spirit, Peter has not just escaped the streets, he's actually paving the way for a brighter future.
Getting all this help from FOA and then Mr. Alasan Andani, Mr. Sadiq, it has really helped me, because I've realized that these people do not we are not kind of related in terms of family, but they still, sometimes they move out of their jobs. Sometimes it's so urgent that they come to my school and all that. So I realized that even not knowing me and not being family related, they still help me. So it has kind of motivated me to also help others, even though I don't know them. So far as they are in need of my help, and then it is needed, I just have to put in my all and then help them out.